Try this today. I don't have a huge itinerary of things I want to say. Had no plan to go live, but just felt like mixing it up a little bit. So, good afternoon, and good afternoon to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Lunchtime with Ken, Friday Lunchtime with Ken. I am at a Starbucks right now in downtown Appleton, and I'm at a very empty Starbucks. It looks like there might be two people on the far end of the restaurant that just got in and are having a cup of coffee. Um, but anyway, came out today after much struggle getting out of my apartment. Didn't have a ton of motivation. Talked a lot about uh, my plans for today on my morning show. I do a morning show every day called Coffee with Ken, and uh, got myself out of the apartment. I live in downtown Appleton, which is a town rich with coffee shops. There's probably five what I'd consider very, very cool coffee shops within a short walk of my apartment. And today I thought I'd mix it up a little bit, and I stopped by a Starbucks, which I've only been to once or twice in the nearly year I've lived here. Again, an extremely empty Starbucks. It's one of those Starbucks that doesn't have a drive up associated with it. It's in the base of a hotel, I think a Hilton hotel here in downtown Appleton. But anyway, I was just sitting here about to take a first sip of coffee, and thought I'd try and hop on with you, see if anybody was out there in social media land. So I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. Again, it is Friday, right about lunchtime, and just thought I'd hop on and say good afternoon to you real briefly here. So I'm going to have my first sip of coffee, hoping it's still hot, and hope you're doing well. It's not as hot as I would like it. Hello, Captain Careful. How are you today? It's not quite as hot as I would like it. Hello, Smelly Cat. You are on break at work. I struggled this morning. We did a fairly long coffee with Ken. Not super eventful, no great topics that we were talking about or anything. Um, but I was kind of torn between what I wanted to do for the rest of the day. I work three jobs right now. I moved to Appleton, Wisconsin in February, and I'm currently working three jobs. One is as a server at a local restaurant. One is as a bartender at a different restaurant. And the third job I just started this week is a little bit of a mystery. And the third job I think is exciting to me. There's a tremendous amount of demand for it. It doesn't pay a ton, but I really enjoy it, and I really think I'm good at it, and it matters, it makes a difference. Um, there's a lot of demand for it, a lot of need for it, and a good feeling when I do the work. And today I'm scheduled to wait tables tonight at this afternoon. There was an opportunity for me to pick up a shift at the third job, and um, I was torn. I'm a guy that likes to feel productive and feel like he's making a difference and feel like he's moving forward in his life. Um, so I have problems with downtime, honestly. And I struggled this morning, kind of going, what should I do? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to make happen? And decided to do very little and try and be content as I could with that. Uh, uh, hey, wow, we have some interesting conversation going on here. I don't know, somebody was sticking up for me saying I have a job and I have great eyes. Well, I appreciate that. I actually have 3 jobs, plus I'm a content creator, or at least an aspiring to be a content creator. Uh, but yeah. Well, you leave Cody alone. Cody's sticking up for me. Yes, I don't care that much. I'm just been going live here on YouTube and other social media platforms. Again, I do a show called Coffee with Ken every day, and I go live for about an hour and drink my coffee at home. I'm usually dressed in PJs, sitting in my apartment, and my audience grows a little bit every day. And I'm fairly used to taking, I don't know if it's abuse, but taking a variety of, certainly on YouTube, there's an obsession with my bald head. And I'm not sure why that is, but there certainly is. And I guess, you know what's funny? The less I care, the better I do. Whether it's about content creation or even fitness or weight loss, I think we put so much emphasis on results and immediate results and other people's reactions and how they feel about us. Um, and if we cared less about all that stuff, I think we do a lot better in life. Again, right now I got whatever 18 people watching. I got 5 thumbs up, and that's not a very large audience for me. My morning shows, I usually have, I don't know, 50 to 80 people on during the morning, and usually get a whole bunch of likes. But just watching that, or watching the audience grow, or watching the numbers on your scale, or watching your bench press max, or watching your mile to PR or whatever. As they say, a watch pot never boils. And the less I kept track of results and kept track of audience size, or again, strength or weight or money in the bank, I think the quicker it would grow. Somebody says, is there even a need to care about strangers on the internet, especially since the more you care, the more aggressive they get? Good point. I'm wondering if there's even a need to care about strangers in the real world, or even a lot of times people we know. I think we put so much emphasis on trying to make friends and keep friends and collect friends, if you will, that we sometimes end up selling ourselves out. And not being true to who we are or what's important of our lives, that we don't become the best version of ourselves, if that makes any sense. And again, I don't have it all figured out. One thing I know is I don't have it all figured out. But I do know if I go live and hop on periodically, my audience grows every day. Yeah. Yes, I'm having coffee in a Starbucks today. Look at this. Totally empty Starbucks. There's a couple very nice young ladies that are working behind the counter. And this is a Starbucks, again, in, I believe, at Hilton Hotel in Appleton, Wisconsin. And I came in. I wasn't sure where I was going to go, where I was going to have my coffee. I usually go to any number of cool little kind of local coffee shops here in downtown Appleton. And I came around the corner, and there was 2 young ladies just staring at me behind the counter. And I felt a little bad for them because they had no customers. So I decided to hop in and grab a cup of coffee from them, which I'm drinking right now. And it's not quite as hot as I'd like. What happened to my homebrew? Oh, I got coffee at home. I'm doing great. Hey, we have somebody coming in. I'm going to act a little quiet for a minute. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very well. Hey, we have another customer. Their business is exploding.
Oh my gosh, sorry, I thought I said that.
Their business is exploding. Their audience, or excuse me, their sales have doubled in the last 5 minutes. Yeah. Have a good day. I don't know who she is, but she looks vaguely familiar. She looks vaguely familiar. Let's see. Get offline and get a job, and maybe you can go have coffee too. There are places besides McDonald's. Okay, I'm done. Sorry to bomb in live. Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm doing great. How are you? What's my country? I live in Wisconsin, United States. And again, my name's Ken Tracy. And I go live every morning for my show called Coffee with Ken. And didn't really have anything to do this morning. I've been working 3 jobs here in Appleton, Wisconsin, and I don't work one of them till later today. And decided to come out and head out for a cup of coffee at a coffee shop, and found my way into this Starbucks, which is so remarkably empty. I thought it was kind of funny. Yeah, Wisconsin is home of the cheese. I'm not totally sure why that is, by the way. I've been here since February. Yeah, they seem to have a lot of cheese, but I don't know why. I've heard it's the cows, but I was coming from Naperville, neighboring Illinois, and we've got cows in Illinois too. So I don't know why the cheese would be so much more spectacular in Wisconsin. You need some advice. Well, give me your question. I am 57 years old. I've had a lot of highs and lows, a lot of experiences, and I've skinned my knee more than a couple times, but I keep getting back up. So if you have any questions, please. I need to put tea in my coffee. One comment I get recurring on my show called Coffee with Ken, there's 2. One is the comment about how bald I am, and 2 is that I should be drinking tea. It means we must have a pretty large international audience, because tea's not a big seller here in the United States. Let's see. Let us see. I like to say we have a glorious audience today. And this morning while doing my show, I had kind of a smaller audience than I'm used to. And I started talking about how it's smaller and how I don't have as many likes as I'm used to getting. And I had one of my viewers who watches regularly say we have a glorious audience going on. And I started laughing and joking, and I kind of corrected myself and started acknowledging my audience, although a little smaller than I'm used to this morning, was still indeed glorious. And I think if we go look at life as it's a glory, it makes me laugh just saying it. I'm having a glorious time or a great time at Starbucks. So often it's so easy to focus on what we don't have, or the weather we don't like, or the interaction we don't like with a teacher, with a boss, with a loved one, with a child, and forget to count our blessings, as cliche as that sounds. Life gets a whole lot better when you're counting your blessings. Look at the perspective of demand and supply. Tea and coffee in the United States. Think about it in this direction. I'm not going to put that much thought into the supply and demand of tea and coffee in the United States. Again, I've lived here most of my life. My mother grew up in Scotland. I enjoy tea as much as the next guy. But yeah, still don't drink it a lot. I don't think it's going to take over. It is 23:42 there, so it's 11:42 there, which makes no sense to me. You must be like in India or Pakistan. I believe they have half time zones. Oh, you're in Scotland? No, you're not in Scotland. It wouldn't be 11:42 in Scotland. So I don't know what I have for you. I don't know if this was worth doing. I almost think if you face your day or you face your life with your eyes open, it's always worth doing. Because even if we don't pick up any subscribers or don't grow my audience or don't have any very substantial or substantive, I don't know what the word is, conversation today, you still can learn something from every experience you do. I have a UPS truck just pulled up outside. I don't know what the driver's doing. Oh, kid you not. I saw the driver in there doing something with his hands and holding it up, and I thought he was looking at the address on a package. But what he was doing, apparently he stopped by a pizza joint, and he was holding up a big slice of pizza, and eating a slice of pizza while parked right in front of the Starbucks. He's put the pizza down. Oh, he's picking it back up. He's got his dolly in front of him. I wonder if he's going to come in here. Wouldn't that be fun if he comes in here? And getting it set up to pick up a package. And maybe he's doing a pickup or a drop-off. He's got one of these huge beards, like down to here. I don't know. I don't think I mean, I think I do know. I have no facial hair. I don't think a beard's for me, and I don't understand how people can do it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's probably beards are very common these days, and a lot of people have big, huge beards. But the guy was eating some pizza, and I just think you'd get crumbs in it and what have you. Narinder just came across my live. Narinder, I am doing great. Thank you for hopping on. I was thinking about something the other day. Anybody that follows my show or subscribes to my stuff, you know I go live every night, and I've been reading 2 chapters of the Bible each night for about 2 months. I just finished reading the book of Leviticus last night, and during a couple chapters of Leviticus, Leviticus seems like the book about the rules, the laws of Moses. And during a couple chapters, they mentioned how people will not trim their beards or their facial hair, if you will. And I was wondering, and I don't know for sure, but I have a hunch that is why the Hasidic Jews, if you will, have long, very filled beards. Because perhaps they don't shave at all or trim their beards or what have you, because in the Old Testament, God actually tells Moses that that's the way it will be. And I'm not sure. But it's a hunch. I always wondered why, and I think I'm saying it right, Hasidic Jews, I believe you see them, you know. My knowledge of other religions, Judaism or Islam, is not great, but I've certainly seen Hasidic Jews from time to time, and they do have these very large beards, and I'm betting it's from the Old Testament. Cool mural behind me. Well, thank you, Peter. I'm sitting in a very empty Starbucks in Appleton, Wisconsin, probably going live. I was planning on hitting a different coffee shop, and but I didn't today, and so I figured maybe there's a reason I'm sitting in a completely empty Starbucks that I've barely ever been before. And what other reason that I thought I should hop on live with you guys a little bit. Do I have advice for you? I'm not sure about what. I don't just throw out random advice. It doesn't do me any good to say, look both ways before crossing the street, or don't smoke cigarettes. In my show, I generally share my life experiences and hope people can learn from my successes, but even more so from my failures and my struggles, things I've done wrong in life. I think we learn more from our failures than we do our successes. What about going to the place with the woman I wanted to ask out? Well, I'm not just going to do that live. It's possible I could head on down there. I don't work for another few hours, so I had a couple hours to spend, and thought I'd come out and edit some videos here at a Starbucks. I might stroll down and say hi to the woman if she's working today, but I don't know that she is. Everyone has their own stores. I don't know what you mean. Hello, Loretta. How are you? We have a relatively glorious audience today, and we're right on the cusp of 9,900 subscribers. So, if anybody out there is new to my page, please subscribe. Even if you don't like my channel, that's okay for me. That's okay for me. Is YouTube watching people in their natural habitat, just like National Geographic? I'm not sure what you mean by that question. Hello, love, love, love. How are you? You are 21-year-old. You're exploring the world audience. All right. But anyway, it's Friday afternoon. We have a glorious audience today. We have a glorious audience today with 21 people watching. We got 15 thumbs up. I would feel remiss if we couldn't get my audience a little larger and we couldn't get at least 20 thumbs up today. So please, if you're new out there and you don't want to subscribe, I understand. You don't need to subscribe. But if you could give me a thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. Bitcoin is crashing, said Samantha. Well, it certainly pulled back a lot, and that doesn't really surprise me. I think that has just, that's one of those things. And again, there's a term for financial assets that keep growing, and it's called a bubble. And Bitcoin has been a huge, huge bubble, and the more air that is pumped in it, in terms of speculative money, the bigger that bubble grows and the louder the pop's going to be. I've always thought Bitcoin was a bit of a scam, to be honest with you. And I think we almost knew that. I thought we all knew that. So I think that's one of the biggest speculative bubbles I've ever seen. You are thinking of jumping in at this price. My thoughts? Why do you want to jump in, Samantha? Yeah, Loretta says she doesn't know what it is. None of us do. None of us really do. They've been talking about Bitcoin for 8-9 years, like we were going to stop using dollars and we were going to start spending Bitcoins. I've never spent a Bitcoin. I've never used it to purchase anything, and I doubt really any of us have. I don't know, 3-4 years ago, I remember seeing little ATM dispensers with Bitcoin, but I haven't seen one of those in a long, long time. I think it is just a speculative asset and that has been inflated by what is called the greater fool theory. And the greater fool theory is, as long as you find somebody that'll pay more for it than you did, it's a good buy. And Samantha's talking about jumping in because it's at about 80,000. It was at 125,000 actually a few months ago. You know, but it didn't even exist 10 years ago or 15 years ago. So Samantha, my thought is I wouldn't touch it. There's another expression, don't catch a falling knife. And, you know, maybe it bounces, maybe it goes to 10 million, but who the hell cares? You're just buying a randomly speculative asset that is flying around and I think has no intrinsic value whatsoever. Yeah, hello, Fasters. We are having more coffee. I had some time today and made it to a Starbucks that I've very rarely been to. Um, and the Starbucks is totally empty. So I thought I'd hop on live with y'all. Do I use their Wi Fi or my data? Does that even really matter anymore? Does that even matter anymore? I mean, do we get charged for our data these days? Or whether we use Wi Fi or not? I usually have my Wi Fi off when I'm traveling just because I don't want to pick up different signals and have my live distracted, if you will. Okay. Is a Starbucks boycott still going on? I don't know that there was ever a Starbucks boycott going on, was there? I saw something about various employees going on strike at Starbucks. I wonder what they're really striking about. From what I've heard, Starbucks is a great company to work for. And, they offer college, they offer benefits if you work, relatively few hours a week. I don't know what the minimum is, but they offer benefits. They offer college. They'll pay for your schooling. I know some people personally that started out as baristas and worked their ways up, way up the chain, and are doing real well. So the people that are unionizing, and I think it's okay to unionize, but I'm not sure what they are hoping to get from Starbucks, really. Somebody said Trump tariff. It's funny because somebody said Trump tariff. Oh, it was somebody from another country. Again, I've been here. What Trump got elected about a year ago. He's been in office about 10 months. And I haven't seen any impact from tariffs at all. I haven't seen any prices go up on anything at all because of the tariffs. I'm kind of thinking that was a lot of talk about nothing. And I'll bet you, since I've seen no impact in prices, that it's probably good for the coffers of the U.S. government or maybe even the U.S. economy. Yeah. Do I look at prices? Yeah, every day. Is the painting behind me? I have no idea what the painting behind me is. It is a painting in a Starbucks in Appleton, Wisconsin. I am not eating anything. I'm drinking a cup of coffee. Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Lakers in 5. I'm not sure what you're talking about exactly. I know you're talking about the NBA and some content creators. But I don't know how Lakers in 5. Hello, Tim. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you for joining. Could I make you a moderator? No, I don't really need any moderators. YouTube's nice. If I wanted to remove people, YouTube's simple enough to keep your audience. Some platforms make it a little too easier for people to hop on and cause trouble. But YouTube's pretty easy to control the audience if you need to. But I generally don't, and just kind of have fun with it. It's interesting. Appleton's such a quiet town. I mean, there's tons of cars driving around, and there's a lot of big buildings. But as far as like foot traffic goes, very few people are strolling down the street. I lived in Chicago and Downers Grove and Naperville, which all have vibrant downtowns. This one feels like a big downtown, but the foot traffic itself is much smaller than I'm used to. Got my brother with you tonight. I'm sure I told you that's Down syndrome. Oh, well, give him a hug for me, Narinder. You probably did tell me that, but I forgot it, to be honest with you. Diego says, in Arizona is pretty chill. Literally, you say there's literally nothing to do apart from school and work. One of my pet peeves is the misuse of the word literally. There are plenty of things to do outside of school and work. So just don't, you can say there's nothing to do besides school and work, but just don't say there's literally nothing to do besides school and work, because that's just not true. Hello, Madison. I'm doing great. How are you? Mississippi and Louisiana are great places. I've been to both, but they're warm, I know, but I can't see a whole, I mean, forgive me, Mississippi and Louisiana. I haven't heard that much about those two communities that make them great. I wonder what you like about them specifically. Well, thank you for the love from India. Indra Singh. Oh, congratulations. You passed your first aid certificate this morning. Congratulations. Somebody came in. Sounds like an employee. I'll show you. There's some apartments out the way out there. I don't know if you can see them right up there. They kind of intrigue me. I live in a very cool building right on the other side of those apartments. If there's one issue to my building, is that it doesn't have balconies. And I'd love to be able to sit outside and drink my coffee and chat with you, and on a nice day, nice cool fall afternoon or morning or what have you, or spring or summer morning. It'd be great. Anything going on for the weekend? Says love, love, love. No big plans this weekend. Yeah, you like the balcony? Yeah. Very warm and nice folks by and large. Are you talking about Louisiana and Mississippi? How much are the apartments across the way? I don't know. But they look cool. I only live a block and a half off the main drag, but there's a lot of loud I sound like an old guy. There's a lot of motorcycles and cars that make a heck of a lot of noise. And I wonder if that would, you probably get used to it. But that might get a little frustrating from time to time. Yeah, no, Loretta, my apartment is beautiful. Again, and the furniture I have, I think fits it perfectly, and the space is great, and I like the open style and the laundry, and There's room for my little ones as well. So I don't see moving as long as I'm here in Appleton. But you never know. Oh, friendly folks in Mississippi. What stock would I deposit money into now if I could? Well, you don't really deposit money in stocks. You invest in stocks or trade stocks. You buy them and you hope they go up. Uh, I really wouldn't go out of my way investing a lot of money in the stock market right now. I think the stock market's been on as big of a tear as I've ever seen over the last 3 years. Um, so yeah, I probably wouldn't go out of my way putting money in the stock market right now. Uh, I think one thing that concerns me about the U.S. economy right now is the relentless up move in the stock market. Me and Buffett think the same way right now. Well, Buffett, I promise you, doesn't appreciate the Bitcoin at all. Yeah. So, well, Buffett and I are both old dudes. We've just seen a lot of markets go up and down. And I think a lot of people haven't. A lot of people think like they trade Bitcoin. They don't trade it, they just buy it and it goes up and makes some money. But eventually, you run into trouble doing that. Excuse me, am I Protestant or Catholic? Why do you ask that, free thinker? You go with the name of free thinker. What, what relevance is my faith to you, out of curiosity? Am I Hindu? Well, 3 questions about my spirituality in the last couple minutes. You're socially Catholic, but you don't go to church. What does it mean to be socially Catholic? That doesn't make sense to me. I look like Laura Croft from Tomb Raider. Well, thank you. I don't believe that I really do look like Laura Croft from Tomb Raider, but she was played by Angelina Jolie in the movies, who's a beautiful woman. Not that I think I look like a beautiful woman, but I don't know. He means pseudo-Catholic. I don't know what pseudo-Catholic means or socially Catholic. Either way, just you were raised, does that mean you were raised Catholic, but you really don't follow the, I don't know, doctrines or the rules of Catholicism? Doo-doo. Hold on, you guys. Suddenly we got a lot of people talking. If I paid, it means the Irish Church have done a lot of people that I don't believe in. Part of them, so I believe I believe in the Old Testament. You believe in the Old Testament? Well, you should tune in. I read it every day. Well, thank you, Beverly. Thank you so much for hopping on. So what time is it? We got 12:35. What time do I hop on and read the Bible? What time do I read the Bible? It varies. It varies. Sometimes I read it late at night. The latest I've ever gone when I got home from work was 12:30, and the sometimes I'll read it at as early as like 5:30. Tonight it'll probably be about 10 o'clock. And again, I read 2 chapters every night. Tonight I'm starting from the book of Numbers, which, to be honest, I didn't even know was a book. Excuse me. Let's say, I don't really believe in Christmas that much. What do you mean you don't believe in Christmas? How can you not believe in Christmas? That's like not believing in Tuesday. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Loretta, it doesn't, I don't do it at one set time. My schedule switches around a lot, and I just can't do it at 7 o'clock every night. And maybe don't even want to, but I do want to read it. And, I'd rather move the time around and have a smaller audience than not.
Were you there when Mackenzie was sitting in the rocking chair? No. And she was like, "What is this?"
Was I ever spanked? Yes. I grew up in a time where spanking or smacking was not rare. Thank you, love, love, love. I hope you have a wonderful day as well. By the way, we have a glorious audience.
Did you look and see what was on it? Except for I'm gonna have to have a plan.
Have a good day, ladies. Oh. It's a truly glorious, glorious audience. We have 27 people watching. We got 27 thumbs up. Do I own this Starbucks? No. Do I ever miss the days of being a team realtor with my ex? There were good times when we were working together as realtors, but we didn't get along very well. I think we looked good on camera. Yeah, it made it a little more fun. I think being a realtor can be a lonely job, if you will, which seems strange because it seems like a very social job, but it's your own business and you run every aspect of it. And it was nice to have somebody, doing an open house or hosting an open house or knocking on doors or working towards something together. That part of it was really nice. But no, I don't miss the days of being a realtor really at all. I was thinking about it on a post on social media the other day, and I still see, I have a lot of people that are friends of mine from Facebook that are realtors, and I see the posts they make and they all seem so, I don't know, uninteresting to me. You think that I shaved my hair because it's white? You think that I shaved my hair because it's white? Nah, it's not true even slightly. I mean, it might be white, but I certainly didn't shave it because it's white. Somebody said realtors just voted the most hated profession, even more hated than, I don't know what you said. Yeah, no, I didn't feel great being a realtor. I never felt like I was making a huge difference. I feel like I'm making a big difference doing this show. I feel like I make a big difference. Even I was working at Texas Roadhouse a few months ago. I felt I made a difference there. People would come out to dinner and I would would help them have a nice time and enjoy their night. And that made me feel good. But as a realtor, I felt my job was always to find another customer to go to work for. And I'll tell you what, that's for me a fairly empty existence. I wish my coffee was a little hotter. But I'm thankful for the coffee I do have. Uh, doo-doo-doo. It's kind of interesting being here and having a little music going on. I assume you guys can hear that. I'm not sure. I hope there's no copyright protected songs that are going to be muted out during my live. Which content USA people watch can you say me? That doesn't really make any sense. I'd like to engage with you, but your sentence made no sense. Let's see. I don't like when it gets in between cold and hot. Your coffee, you mean, Loretta? Yeah. Tepid. And that's kind of what I'm dealing with here. It's weird. Like, if I had some ice cubes in it, it'd be tasty. Or if it was hotter, it would be. But now I'm just kind of swigging it to get rid of it. Okay, means you are a YouTuber. You want to make a content AI automation channel. Well, you got to answer your own question. I don't know what people watch. I don't know what people watch. I don't really even watch any channels on YouTube. I really don't watch any other videos. So I don't know what people watch. I know I have an audience for me being me. And I know my channel grows every day. I don't know how you could... I have no desire really to use AI to create a YouTube channel. I know a lot of people do it fairly successfully. And probably make a lot of money doing it. But, yeah. Hello from Germany. Where am I streaming from? I'm from the United States. I'm in Wisconsin right now. I'm sitting at a Starbucks in Appleton, Wisconsin, which is about 200 miles north of Chicago. What do I do? I sit here and drink some coffee and talk to you fine folk. I inspire. I change the world. I shake veterans' hands. I hold doors open. I smile. I laugh. I don't drink alcohol. I hope I make a difference. Boo, boo, boo. Have I ever done ballroom dancing? No. No, I've never done ballroom dancing. I'm not a big dancer. No, even when I drank, I was not a big dancer. I had to be really drunk to dance. And really drunk isn't a good state of being. Let's see. What time is it? It's about 1 o'clock. And I get to go to work in about 3 hours. I'm kind of looking forward to getting to work. Today was, again, a fairly challenging day for me because I had a few hours to spend and not a ton of motivation. And it took about most of my motivation I had to just make it out the door and make it to a coffee shop. And while sitting here, I decided to hop on live with you and feel good that I did. Because we've had a glorious audience. We got 28 thumbs up. We got 25 people watching. And I've enjoyed it. So anyway, why do I have two ex-wives? Well, I've gotten married twice. That was the surest step towards it. Why did I get divorced twice, are you asking? I would say we married the wrong people. I'd say my wives and I married the wrong people. But anyway. Cheryl recommends I stay single. Well, yeah, I haven't dated anybody. And I'm feeling pretty good single. Guy walking down the street in a t-shirt. Strange how people do that. Seems like it'd be pretty darn cold. Anyway, it's Friday afternoon. Loretta does not like being single. I felt that most of my life. I felt a desperation, a desperate need to pair up or to mate or to have a partner or be in a crowd. Part of me still feels that way, but part of me kind of likes hibernating a little bit and just kind of relaxing and enjoying quiet time at home. What is the temperature here? I think it's about 40 degrees. Somebody's saying nice paint. Well, that's not my painting. It's just a painting on the wall. What I think I'm going to do is finish up my coffee, go for a stroll down the street, see if my friend is working today, and I'm going to stop in and say hi, see how she's doing. And probably head back to my apartment, have a big lunch, and then head off to work and make an awesome day of it today. But I want to thank you so much for joining me on this lunchtime coffee with Ken. I hope your Friday is going well. I hope you've had a great week. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.